How can you charge your own battery if you do not know what feeds your soul? Hi guys, welcome to another week of the Open Hearts podcast. This week the theme is self-discovery. And I'm so happy about it because it's one of the themes I do prefer, and I think it's one of the elements that prompts you to start a whole journey. So let's start, and if you are at home, then come to a comfortable position. Maybe a cross-legged seated position, maybe on your knees. And gently close your eyes if you can. Place one hand on the belly, another hand on your heart. Breathe in through the nose. Feel your belly. Exhale through the mouth. Feel your heart. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Inhale compassion. Exhale through your mouth. Exhale a grounding sensation. Inhale through your nose. Inhale curiosity. Exhale through your mouth. Exhale serenity. Place your hands on your lap and gently blink your eyes and then open your eyes. Just finding some grounding sensation, some awareness through this exercise. As we are starting today the podcast with a writing exercise. So take a pen and paper, and I will ask you to take a pen and paper in the future that make you feel good, that make you inspired you. Well, that will inspire you to feel good, to feel great about it. That will prompt you, excite you to take that pen and paper and sit down with it. Because I always feel that's so important. And maybe it's because it's pretty. Maybe it's because it's really important. It has been given to you at a certain period of your life. So take the time to think about which pen and paper you will take. And, we are just setting the foundations for the right moment, for a great moment with yourself. And why don't you deserve a great pen and paper to write down journals and journaling about it? Ask yourself that question. Because I'm sure that if you would give a pen and paper to a friend right now, you would make sure you would select something you really feel like it's pretty, it's nice, you love it. So, there is a whole symbolic around. So make sure you actually choose a pen and paper, a stationery that makes you feel amazing. And then come and have a seat. And today we will do some journal prompts before we start basically as part of this podcast, because I think it's really important to create that awareness. So if you can do it right now with me, that's amazing. Otherwise, you can always come back to the podcast later and do it on your own. But I do feel that it's quite powerful when you know that you're accountable with me doing it right now at the same time than myself. How do you feel in your body today? Write a word, write a sentence. Just don't overthink. Write whatever comes to your mind. Where do you feel tension? How do you feel mentally in your mind currently? What did push you out of bed this morning? What thought, what reason, what motivation, what feeling, what emotion? What can you do today that could sparkle your day, that could make it shine? Who could you call today that you could bring some light to your life and to theirs as well? Who could you give some love today? And again, love can be a hug. Love can be a kiss. Love can be a thought, a meditation. Love could be dropping a meal outside a door. It could be anything. And finally, complete. I am. I am. I can. I can. Wonderful. Once you have finished this little journaling exercise, place your pen and paper on the side. And you might want to look at these answers later today or even throughout these podcasts. This was a little introduction about a way of understanding a bit more about self-knowledge. So what's self-knowledge? It's basically creating awareness about yourself. But what exactly is yourself? That's a good question. Well, yourself is not just a body, right? You are your mind, you are your body, you are the way you walk, you are the way you think, you are everything. Everything you can actually think about, everything you can create is part of you. Every feeling you can have and feel is part of you. So self-knowledge is this mass cloud of feelings, thoughts, characteristics, elements that compose yourself. And we are born with our body, and our society nowadays tends to think that because we see each other in the streets and we just identify ourselves by our skin color, by our, the shape of our body, the way we look, how pretty we are or not according to standards that have been set in the beauty industry. But we are much more beyond that. And the more you kind of understand and you dig deep into what exactly am I, the more you actually realize that you are a lot, but that you can even be more. You can understand, and the more you ask yourself questions, the more you will realize how much power you have, how much knowledge you have, but as well, the more you will fall in love with yourself. And I think this is such an important element. We love our friends, we love our family, but you love yourself first. Why do your friends and family love you? And that's an exercise for me that you should ask them. Could they write 2 or 3 words about you that they identify with you? And pretty or, nice are not allowed. I want to concrete elements. I want to, I asked the same. I did the same exercise. So, my parents were like, playful. Whatever they think, I think you should just ask around, because you will understand how much, you will understand the root base on how people perceive you. And maybe that will give you a little prompt and a motivation to understand and to start that journey, understanding and getting to know yourself. Starting to actually having a deep curiosity, nurture that curiosity towards yourself. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And oh well, what a time. We have plenty of time to do it. Most of us might be alone in their homes or with our families, but we do have plenty of time to actually dig deep into ourselves and find out a bit more about us. And probably that's the reason why the more you actually look for this information, the more you understand about yourself, you realize how much it is important. You realize how much this impacts the way you are towards yourself, how gentle, how kind, how loving you are towards yourself, how positive, optimistic, how motivated you are for things, but as well how what clarity of mind you will have. You will have an amazing clarity of mind because suddenly you know exactly what you love. You know exactly how to identify how you feel towards things you like and towards things you don't like. So suddenly everything works out well because you understand before even doing anything, you understand that the feeling you're feeling, you're identifying that gut feeling in your belly, like the way you're moving is telling you, okay, this is right or this is not right. I'm not feeling it. And the more you're getting closer, familiar with those feelings, the more you will realize that you're in tune with yourself, with your gut feeling, with your inner self. And this will have a huge impact in your life. This will have a huge impact in your choices. And not just to you, but towards everyone else around you. Because this will be such a huge fundamental piece of your puzzle to actually then identify the people that make you feel good, the friendships that need you there, that you're bringing and contributing, but as well the people that at certain moments of your life are not serving you in a right way. So you suddenly just get in tune with everything around you, because you are you are the centerpiece, the masterpiece of your own life, right? So how could you actually live your life without knowing yourself in a really, really deep way? You wouldn't be able, or you will, but in a kind of a very kind of almost floating through life, not just, not living it, not, you're just kind of, just passing around, hey, bye, So this will change everything. And remember, if you are here on, in this earth, commit with the fact that you are here. Commit with the fact that you're living first, and just that you are living, but commit with the fact that you are living a fulfilled life. Because what's the purpose of living just, a random life and getting along and hey ho, what's the purpose? Are we just wasting our time? So listen to you, listen to yourself, listen to how much things are going on, listen to your feelings, listen to your thoughts, and witness. You want to witness yourself, because that will be the way to become more authentic, more grounded. And that's why I've done that exercise. You kind of get it now. The exercise at the beginning, the breathing exercise. It's to me one of the most powerful ways of grounding myself. And I'm saying that because I'm a go, go, go girl, all the time running around, million of thoughts coming in this mind. But I know myself really, really well. And I know that when I need to kind of, sit down, I need to take really good decisions. I need to get involved in some kind of project. I need to be focused. I need to be present for my friend. I need to be here. I then know exactly which tools, which exercise I can do to ground myself. Because I've tried. I've acted. I've done mistakes. I've crossed elements. You just do things. And that's how you find out if they work for you. So, to me, the last element on why is this important, if you still need a reason, is how can you actually charge your own battery as a human being if you do not know what feeds your soul. And I'm going to repeat it to you, and I hope you can answer to me on that side. How can you charge your own battery if you do not know what feeds your soul? And so I hope this kind of self-knowledge episode gave you some tools to understand why and how is this important to you, and how every single day you can do some things, some elements, some actions, some thinking. So there are a few resources, and I wanted to share them with you because I've read lots of things. Every single day there is something I do. I cultivate myself, or I listen to, or I read every single day. It's an exercise to me. It's like it's a priority because that feeds my soul. That's what make me, I know that will make me in a really good status. That will open my mind to be open to others. That will set that grounding feeling and sensation that I'm ready for anything that's coming. So you have a few resources that I will place in the comments of this podcast. But there is an amazing book by Julia Cameron called The Artist Way. And it's basically a book on how with an important tool on basically how you will start your day by literally writing down anything that crosses your mind during 45 minutes every single day as soon as you're out of bed. And to me, that's super interesting because I was the person that out of bed, I would run to the gym. So, oh God, no way I'm taking any time to do anything else. And then the pandemic stopped that way. I was just go, because everything changed. So I kind of understood that I could exercise another time of the day. But I understood as well that my most creative moment is literally out of bed. It's like the soonest I'm out or the soonest I go to bed. It's like either late in the evening, either early in the morning. And I started by journaling literally 3-4 lines every single day for a few months. And that changed completely because I was just writing my emotions, my feelings. Some days I would literally write, I'm feeling great. My coffee is delicious. I'm craving tahini on toast. I mean, whatever. I would literally just write whatever would cross my mind. But the soonest I would do that, I would actually be really present because suddenly you're placing on a paper the way you feel. So it became real. It's not just another cloud of thoughts. It really became real. And that's so interesting. So The Artist Way is 45 minutes of writing. Of course, it's a huge step, but I encourage you. She has a book and a workbook. So have a look. She has plenty of podcasts as well where she speaks, and she's just launching another book about listening, which I find is really interesting. Then Lavendaire is a YouTube channel, which I love, and she has lots of journal exercises. She has lots of YouTube videos about, how to get in tune with yourself, about how you could get familiar in understanding a bit more about your life and your purpose. The Inspired Stories stationery, how could I not mention this? They have an amazing agenda, which I have, which has journal prompts every single day, like what's the best of your day, and that I fill in every single day. She has literally in the agenda, you have a part, it sums up your week. They have lots of stationery. There is one I love, which I just bought in December, which is a 3-year reflection journal. And you have a question per day. And I love it. I love it. That's one of the best things I would advise, because you just complete it for 3 consecutive years. And it's always the same question. So it's a different question for 365 days. But then it's that same question for 3 years. So you kind of compare how you think and how you live throughout those 3 years, which I find really interesting. The School of Life is one of my favorite things on earth. They have a YouTube channel, free YouTube channel, so please go and have a look. Alain de Botton, who is the person who runs the School of Life in London, has lots of podcasts which I would recommend them 100%. Literally sit down with a tea, a hot mug of coffee, matcha, whatever, Earl Grey with oat milk, which seems to be my new passion. And it's just an amazing, they have books, they have cards which you can buy, and there are prompts of journal and questions which you could play with your family. You could offer that. I mean, it's amazing. I love it. The School of Life exists as well in Paris, if anyone is French out there. And they have plenty of resources for free in YouTube and podcasts, but otherwise they have lots of courses you can pay. And I do recommend. They have lots of things. Like they even have a workshop about like how you find love, like lots of stuff. And then I want to leave you with a little exercise, which is on how you could build your Pandora box. How can you actually build your self-Pandora box? And to me, this is a box where you will place everything and anything that makes you feel good. And how do you know that makes you feel good? Well, because basically you're working on knowing yourself, right? So again, here we are. This is a 360 degrees approach. So in my Pandora box, you can have your favorite affirmations, your favorite quotes, your favorite essential oil, that book you love, dates of ideas where you could date yourself. I'm going to take myself to this amazing piece of theater, this piece of whatever, like going to the cinema, anything you could do, like ideas of travels you want to do alone, your favorite meal at a restaurant. You could just, add that card there to remind you that as soon as you might need something, or you might need a pick-me-up, or that could give you idea of self-care. Your favorite bath bomb, like a bomb bath, if that's something you love. I cannot stand baths, but who knows? Anything that makes you feel good, literally. To me, I have even names of episodes of podcasts because I love podcasts. And so keep feeding that box. And at the beginning, it might not have anything. It might have one thing. But every time you feel you're doing something you love, add an element there. And every time you are in a difficult situation, every time where you are asking yourself, what should I do? How could I actually, how do I feel about this? And if you're not yet very familiar with like journaling with yourself, then open the box and go through things that made you feel good, because they will sound familiar. They will give you that grounding sensation. And finally, I would like to share with you a quote, one of my favorite quotes related with this subject, and which is from a person I mentioned in this podcast. As you become intimate with yourself, you are more intimate with others. Julia Cameron. I hope you like these podcasts and this episode. Please do not hesitate to give it a review or, a 5 stars in Apple's podcast. Otherwise, just send us a message as well in Instagram. It really, really melts my heart to listen and to see that this is getting to more and more people around me and around Julia. And we're just loving to have this project together. So I wish you an amazing day, an amazing week, as this is Monday, and I hope to see you soon.